Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Currently we are reading Sri Īšopanīšad and only two slokas, mantras are remaining. So today and tomorrow we will cover these two mantras. And yes, the few sloka summaries remain na, like that we will cover on a Sunday. And from Monday we will start another new book. If you have any suggestion from the small books list we have shared previously in our group, you want to start like one of your favorite book, or like we can start the glories of holy name book na, like we are chanting but we don't know the glories of holy name, so we can start that book also. It will help us in the chanting in better way. Okay, so let's start our session by offering the prayers. But if you have any suggestion for the small books, you can message me or you can put it in a group. We will start that book. Okay. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadatin Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapatakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagan Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे मुखम करोति वाचालम पंगु लंगायते गिरि यत्कृपातहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण एवरीवन। Yes, screen is visible, Prabhu.
Visible, but this is, I think, Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. Changing tab.
Yes.
Yes, Snigdha Mataji want to recite?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. Īšopanīšad 17. Vayuranilam amratam athedam bhasmantam sariram Om kratosmara kratam smara kratosmara kratam smara. Translation. Let this temporary body be burned to ashes, and let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, O my Lord, please remember all my sacrifices, and because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. Purport. The temporary material body is certainly a foreign dress. The Bhagavad Gita 2.20 clearly says that after the destruction of the material body, the living entity is not annihilated, nor does he lose his identity. The identity of the living entity is never impersonal or formless. On the contrary, it is material dress that is formless and that takes a shape according to the form of the indestructible person. No living entity is originally formless, as is wrongly thought by those with a poor fund of knowledge. This mantra verifies the fact that the living entity exists after the annihilation of the material body. In the material world, material nature displays wonderful workmanship by creating varieties of bodies for the living beings according to their propensities for sense gratification. The living entity who wants to taste stool is given a material body that is quite suitable for eating stool, that of a hog. Similarly, one who wants to eat the flesh and blood of other animals may be given a tiger's body equipped with suitable teeth and claws. But the human being is not meant for eating flesh, nor does he have any desire to taste stool, even in the most aboriginal state. Human teeth are so made that they can chew and cut fruit and vegetables, although there are two canine teeth so that primitive humans can eat flesh if they so desire. But in any case, the material bodies of all animals and men are foreign to the living entity. They change according to the living entity's desire for sense gratification. In the cycle of evolution, the living entity changes bodies one after another. When the world was full of water, the living entity took an aquatic form. Then he passed to vegetable life, from vegetable life to worm life, from worm life to bird life, from bird life to animal life, and from animal life to the human form. The highest developed form is this human form when it is possessed of a full sense of spiritual knowledge. The highest development of one's spiritual sense is described in this mantra. One should give up the material body, which will be turned to ashes, and allow the air of life to merge into the eternal reservoir of air. The living being's activities are performed within the body through the movement of different kinds of air, known in summary as prana vayu. The yogis generally study how to control the airs of the body. The soul is supposed to rise from one circle of air to another until it rises to the Brahma Randhara, the highest circle. From that point, the perfect yogi can transfer himself to any planet he likes. The process is to give up one material body and then enter into another. But the highest perfection of such changes occurs only when the living entity is able to give up the material body altogether, as suggested in this mantra, and enter into the spiritual atmosphere where he can develop a completely different type of body, a spiritual body, which never has to meet death or change. Here in the material world, material nature from the living entity to change his body due to his different desires for sense gratification. These desires are represented in the various species of life, from germs to the most perfected material bodies, those of Brahma and the demigods. All of these living entities have bodies composed of matter in different shapes. The intelligent man sees oneness not in the variety of the bodies, but in the spiritual identity. The spiritual spark, which is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, is the same whether he is in a body of a hog or in the body of a demigod. The living entity takes on different bodies according to his pious and vicious activities. The human body is highly developed and has full consciousness. According to the Bhagavad Gita 7.19, the most perfect man surrenders unto the Lord after many, many lifetimes of culturing knowledge. The culture of knowledge reaches perfection only when the knower comes to the point of surrendering unto the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Otherwise, even after attaining knowledge of one's spiritual identity, if one does not come to the point of knowing that the living entities are eternal parts and parcels of the whole and can never become the whole, one has to fall down again into the material atmosphere. Indeed, one must fall down even if he has become one with the Brahma Jyotir. Hare Krishna Mataji. Should I continue?
No, Hare Krishna Mataji.
As we have learned from previous mantras, the Brahma Jyotir emanating from the transcendental body of the Lord is full of spiritual sparks that are individual entities with a full sense of existence. Sometimes these living entities want to enjoy their senses and therefore they are placed in the material world to become false lords under the dictation of the senses. The desire for lordship is the material disease of the living being, for under the spell of sense enjoyment, he transmigrates through the various bodies manifested in the material world. Becoming one with the Brahma Jyoti does not represent mature knowledge. Only by surrendering unto the Lord completely and developing one's sense of spiritual service does one reach the highest perfectional stage. In this mantra, the living entity prays to enter the spiritual kingdom of God after relinquishing his material body and material air. The devotee prays to the Lord to remember his activities, and the sacrifices he has performed before his material body is turned into ashes. He makes this prayer at the time of death with full consciousness of his past deeds and of the ultimate goal. One who is completely under the rule of material nature remembers the heinous activities he performed during the existence of his material body, and consequently, he gets another material body after death. The Bhagavad Gita 8.6 confirms this truth. Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajyati ante kalevaram tam tam ivaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitya. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. Thus, the mind carries the living entity's propensities into the next life. Hari Bol Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Actually, the Zoom has updated now, so it takes little time to unmute myself. Okay. So yes, in mantra 7, what is the first statement? Like, let this temporary body be burned into ashes. Like, and how we can say this now? Because like we love these bodies. Like we don't like, even there is a scratch we don't like. Even like there is a pimple, we apply a lot of creams. Oh, let this this mark or a pimple should go, because we love this body. Why we love? Because of ignorance. We think that this is only cloth, as like we are putting the clothes now. This body is just a cloth, but what we think, I am this cloth, you are not this cloth. Okay, like we are the soul, and who is this soul? These are the part and parcel of the supreme whole. We are just like a small nut bolt. Okay, the small nut, when it is in a big machine then it has some value, but when same nut bolt is thrown somewhere on a road, like no one there is no value for that. So when we are attached with the Krishna then we have the value, and when we are not attached, then we will suffer like as we are suffering now. So yes, so the author want temporary body should be burned into the ashes, and like he merge he get merged in a totality of a year. It means we should go and surrender to the Krishna. It doesn't mean that like we are merging in a Brahma Jyoti. Okay, Prabhupada has further explained this, and like he is also praying please remember all my sacrifices, and and the ultimate benefit please remember all, and I have done for you. So like, can we say this to the Krishna? Krishna, please remember all my sacrifice, and please remember what I have done to you. Like, have we done anything to the Krishna with the great quality, with the great consciousness? Like any seva you can say. I personally, I cannot say this to the Krishna. Krishna, please remember my sacrifices. What sacrifice we are doing? Nothing. And like what we are doing for it, what the things we are doing for Krishna. Like we are chanting the holy name out of duty, and our mind is not there, our consciousness not is there. Like mind is going to hundred of places, and chanting is somewhere playing in a background. Okay, this class is not for you also, it is also for my purification. I'm also reflecting on the same things. Okay, so like I personally cannot say I have done something for Krishna, and something of a quality for a Krishna. No sacrifice at all. Out of Krishna's mercy and out of Prabhupada's mercy, we are rendering some seva, but of what quality? No quality. Even Krishna is saying to Krishna is saying to Prabhupada, what kind of people you are bringing here? Like they are simply disturbing me. No quality. So yes, so this mantra shows that this impersonal people, what they think, we are just a light. Okay, and we will go and merge with another light. But this mantra shows that like we are not a formless, even Krishna is not formless. Even leave this material body, which is just like a clothes, we will get our spiritual body. Like if you are practicing spiritual life all your life, then you will get the spiritual body. But like if you but in case if you are engaged in a sense gratification, then like you will get another material body, and in that material body you will suffer. And why there is a suffering? Because this is not a place to stay. If Durga Devi is having a trishul, he is showing us, oh, please get out of this word. And Radharani is holding the flower garland and holding the bouquet for you. Please, 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 you are suffering there. Please come back to the home. She's ready to welcome there. And Durga Devi is, please get out of this world. Change your consciousness and get out of this world. But we are like, Durga Devi is saying here, get out of this world. But Prabhupada is saying, please come back to the home. Then Prabhupada further says here that like yes, then why there are 84 lakh species? What is need of this species? Na? Like even like even the like Brahmaji can create only one only human form. Then what is the need for these trees, worms, and what is the need of for that hog? Like he's just simply staying in a staying in a stool and eating stool. Then what is necessary to create that hog body? So Prabhupada is saying here the material body is that quite suitable for eating stool, okay? Because that soul has that desire. Let me enjoy in that way. So like Brahmaji like created this material nature under the Krishna's instruction. They created the body which is a suitable for eating stool and like a stay happy. Okay, like the happiness this hog get by eating the stool, the same happiness we get by eating the chappan bhogas. Okay, so so please don't think that this happiness is different. Like even there is a story from story where like Indra get the shapa from his spiritual master to become hog on this earthly planet because he was like a very pride of his position and he was not like offering obeisances, or he was not like offering the respect to his spiritual master. So his spiritual master giving him shapa, and like he for one year he was like eating stool and enjoying with his family members. And even a Brahmaji come there, Indrasana is empty. Why you are suffering here? And like Indra say, what kind of suffering? I'm enjoying here, and if I come there, then like who will take care of my family? My family members will be suffer without me, and I'm enjoying here. Who called it suffering? I'm enjoying lot. So because Indra is in the ignorance, and same ignorance we are having, we think that by doing this sense enjoyment we will be happy. But Prabhupada again and again, like repeating in almost every paragraph, almost every purport, by doing this sense gratification you will suffer. Prabhupada is giving dog analogy. Prabhupada is giving hog analogy. Prabhupada is giving the camel analogy. Can you remember how many times we just read the 7 small books of Prabhupada, and how many times Prabhupada has repeated this analogy? Why? Because he want to tell us, and like he want us to get convinced by doing the sense gratification you will be not be happy, you will be only suffer. But our what is our problem? No, Prabhupada, if I do the sense gratification, I will be happy. Like whatever you want to say, you will say, I will hear and I will forget. Then like it will take the millions of years to go back to the Godhead. So like just become a sincere in this life, na? Like why we have to trouble our spiritual master, and why we have to trouble the spiritual Prabhupada to come back again and again in a form of spiritual master and take us back to the Godhead. Just become a sincere within this life. Within this life, na, let's become a sincere and follow the instructions of a Srila Prabhupada. Yes, there is no happiness. Srila Prabhupada is saying means it is true. Okay, you don't need to experiment. And even like everyone has an experience, na, like till now, like whatever sense gratification we did, like we only suffered. Now let whatever I'm doing, let it do it for the Krishna. Then I will get the great happiness. And that's the reason like even Krishna was thinking like this gopis and this Radharani is just serving me, and they are becoming more happier than me. It just just by rendering the service. Like I also want to feel that joy. So that's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Okay, because there is a lot of joy in serving Lord than becoming a Lord. Okay, and we are the spirit, we are the small spirit soul. How can we become a whole? We cannot become whole, we cannot become a Lord, but we are a servant, and we can we can understand our relationship with the Krishna. Jivere Swarup Hoy, Krishner Nityadas. And when we understand our relationship, then let's perform the activity according to that relationship. Let me offer some service to the Krishna. And when you are offering the service to the Krishna, then our likes, discomforts, and like, dislike, comfort, discomfort doesn't matter. Okay, Krishna loved this, let me do this. Or Srila Prabhupada instructed this, look, let me do it. So this should be our attitude. Okay, and this chalta hai mentality, like, only like because of this chalta hai mentality we are fallen in this material world. And like, if you are still living in this chalta hai mentality, then next life there are very high chance you can become a hog, dog, like even a stool eating worm, even become a tree. And like, why you have to suffer? Like, take this Krishna conscious very seriously. Within this life, Prabhupada says, within the 1 minute you can surrender to Krishna. And when you are surrendered to Krishna, then Krishna will take you back to the Godhead. But what is problem? We are not surrendering. Okay, but we have to surrender anyhow. And the change according to the living entities. Okay, we are changing the body, like from the here the even the evolution of our bodies is given now, from the aquatic form of a body, then like it is transferred to the vegetative life, like a trees, then worm life, that small insects, then bird life, then animal life, then human form. The human form is the most advanced now. And why it is the most advanced? Because like in this human form we have the full sense of a spiritual knowledge. We can understand the Krishna, we can understand the Vedas, we can understand the Krishna consciousness, and we can practice the Krishna consciousness. The dog, cat, hog, they don't have like this. Krishna conscious movement is not for animals and cats and dogs. This Krishna conscious movement is for the human. That's the speciality of a human life. And we are still using this human life in only sleeping, eating, defending, and like, okay, new year hai, chalta hai, thoda party karte hain. Then like, let me drink little, just little, or let me eat the just a one piece of meat. Then you are like you are falling down. Okay, this small then this like just for the 1 minute of sense gratification you are breaking the four regulative principles. And you are again like you are progressing toward the spiritual path, but you are distracting again and again. Then your like our like condition will be like that rabbit. Like, it will take a lot of time to reach the destination, and in that path we will suffer like a hell. Okay, so yes, this human life is for the Krishna consciousness. Human life is for the tapasya. Okay, not for a sense gratification. And yes, why we are getting this different kinds of a body? Because we have that desire to gratify our senses. We have that desire to eat that stool. That's why we are getting the hog body. Okay, we have the desire to like we have desire to enjoy, so that's why you are getting the pigeon bodies. Like, that's the reason. Like, why you have to simply need to change the clothes? You don't have to change your clothes. Why you have to suffer again and again? You don't have to suffer. Simply, simple way, chant the holy name, follow the instruction, and go back to the Godhead. Okay, and that too in a like enjoying dancing na, like how prasadam is very tasty, kirtan is very melodious. You can dance in the kirtan. By dancing and eating prasadam and chanting the holy name, you can go back to the Godhead. So it is not like that. In Krishna consciousness you have to do lot of sacrifice and nothing. There is enjoyment. Like what we say, like a kevala ananda kanda. Okay, only the happiness is there. But we are just the illusion. We are in ignorance. That's why we feel that okay, there is lot of tapasya. There is no tapasya. Only our determination, our sincerity is lacking. The more we become sincere, happiness increases. Okay, so yes, like in like when we get the spiritual body, then we never meet that death. No one want to die, but like we are forced to die because these are not our actual body. Okay, but in when we get the spiritual body, we will never die. Okay, like even from the small ant, hog, dog, like even to the Brahma, the demigods, all are like getting their body because they want to gratify their senses. They want to they want to do the sense gratification. But like but when we surrender to Krishna, and then like we will get the spiritual body. And surrendering means follow his instruction, follow the instruction of his pure devotees. And by pleasing the pure devotee, we can please Krishna. Okay, So one must fall down, even he has become one with the Brahma Jyoti. So yes, like this impersonalist people, what they think, oh, let me do this, let me do that, and I will, like, my goal is to merge with the Brahma Jyoti. I can become a god. I am a god. You are a god. Everyone is god, and like we have to merge in that Brahma Jyoti. So because they are speaking because of this. Their foolishness in the previous mantra, what we have seen, like this Brahma Jyoti is nothing but a effulgence of the spiritual planet, like Krishna Loka. Okay. So, like, what is used? They don't have an idea beyond this effulgence. There is a supreme Lord Krishna. Like, you can enjoy with him, like in a Sakya Rasa, in a Dasa Rasa, in a Vasalya Rasa, in a Madhurya Rasa. They don't have idea. So, they are in ignorance. So, never get influenced by this kind of a people, this kind of a Mayavadis, impersonalist. Okay. And like yes, we have the desire to lordship. Now everyone should, like, I should be very famous, I should have a lot of wealth, everyone should worship me. And why we are having this desire? Okay, whatever I order, everyone should listen. Like we have these desires because like we have to lord it over the material nature, and we are imitating like a Krishna. Okay. And why we are imitating? Because of this material disease, we have forget our position. What is our position? We are a we are a servant of Krishna. And how servant can become master? We never become a masters. Okay. We are the just a servant. So like we should serve Krishna. And like when we are a servant, then there is no question of a sense gratification. Like the moment when you start feeling, if I do this sense gratification, I will get more entangled with the cycle of a birth and death, and this is not my destination. I don't want any I don't want further any material body. I really want to go back to the Godhead. You have to desire this. Okay. Don't say you are not qualified. You are, like, yes, you, after the millions of life, from your own endeavor, you cannot approach the Krishna. But we have the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada will provide everything. You simply need that desire, that sincerity, that dedication. Okay. So that is the lacking. Okay. So like we should become a sincere. And yes, like he's this the author is saying that like he is offering prayers so that he can go back in a spiritual world. And like he's like like it is very simple. At the It is stated in a Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada is referring from the Bhagavad Gita 8.6. What is state? Like whatever state of mind, like when we are leaving this body, like we will get the next body according to that desire. So from where these desires come, like whatever, like social media we are scrolling without restrictions, we don't know what and coming next. Whatever gossips we are hearing, like whatever newspapers we are reading, whatever TV shows we are watching, like the people with whom we are associating, their desires come with us. Okay. So it is very careful. You have the lot of Prabhupada books. Why you are not reading? Yeah, like YouTube is a fill with a like a it is a fill with a like a Prabhupada's lecture. Even the internet is a fill with the Prabhupada's lecture, senior devotees lectures. You don't have time for that. And like you are scrolling unnecessary and you are wasting time. And then you come here and you say, oh Mataji, I don't have time for reading. You have time, but you are not analyzing where you are wasting your time. Okay. So like whatever things we are watching, whatever we are hearing, whatever we are tasting, that memory stored in our mind. And when you are going to leave this body, that memory flashbacks. And in that consciousness, if someone has a lot of desire to eat non-veg, he will get the tiger body. If someone has a lot of desire to indulge in the cells, the sense sex indulgence, then he will get the pigeon body. And if someone has a lot of desire to sleep entire day, he will get the bear body. If someone has the desire to eat the stool or like do the sense gratification like a hawk, he will get the hawk body. If someone has the desire to stay in a water, become a good swimmer, he will get the fish. So Krishna is merciful. He is providing body according to your desire. But in can you imagine, like at the like you every day you are attending Mangalarti, every day you are chanting holy name, every day you are reading Srila Prabhupada books, every day you are hearing the glorification of Krishna, and every day you are hearing the Harikatha. And when the at the end, like when the time comes when you have to leave this body, then what the things you will going to remember? You will remember the prasada you ate. You will remember the Mangal Aarti, like how beautifully Radha and Krishna has dressed. Like you will remember, oh, like in the Brahma Samhita, how the glorification of that Chintamani, like how that spiritual world is decorated with the Chintamani stones. Then you will remember the glories, how glorious is my Krishna. And in that class Prabhuji said this thing, and like Prabhuji told about the Gauranga Prabhu, and like you will remember these things, like like how beautifully, like we distributed the book, how beautifully we make the Gana Krishna. So when you are utilizing your time in Krishna's service, at the end of a life you will remember the same thing. Or instead of this, like if you are watching reels unnecessary, you are gossiping unnecessary, their desires will come to you, and you will remember, I want to buy a new car, I want the Lamborghini, or I want the 4 BHK flat, or I want to eat that gulab jamun. Not a gulab jamun prasadam, you have to eat that gulab jamun. For that gulab jamun you have to again take the body of that another body. Then like it depends on our consciousness, na? So let's become a Krishna consciousness. Let's increase our let's increase our sincereness. So I think today we are late, so tomorrow we will try to cover this mantras, like remaining part of mantra 17 and few pages of mantra 18. Okay, so Hare Krishna everyone, thank you so much for joining. I know today is like little intense, na, but this is our problem. We are not becoming sincere. We need to be a sincere in Krishna consciousness. This is the goal. We convince, na, okay, I'm not this body, I'm the soul, but you are not working for that. Then what is use of this understanding I'm a soul? There is no use, na. So let's become a sincere. Let's take out. Let's like okay. We are not that much pious that entire day we cannot give it for Krishna. But whatever activities we are doing, just put Krishna in a center. Okay. So today we can end here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन. हैप्पी कृष्णा कॉन्शियस डे.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you. Dhanavad pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
So you have to waste your time in the mundane things, or you have to engage in Krishna consciousness.
Obviously, Mataji, Krishna consciousness.
Yes, yes. Hari Bol.
Hari
Hare Krishna.
Bol, Hari
Please
Bol.
let's pray for each other, that like Narasimha Bhagwan protects everyone's consciousness, this Krishna consciousness. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.